Yes.
Excellent, excellent. Well, okay, so thankfully we've had one session together now, so I don't have to mute you individually to recap what happened in the last session. So, um, yeah. Last week on the Blackbriar Paradox, Rin, son of Trinith, Thogak, Wolfspeaker on a Cathlai, and Kazara, well, just Kazara, found companionship in the unlikeliest of places, as well as a common enemy in the Thieves Guild. Each of you, having heard Sansan's cries for help, rushed towards that alleyway, unsure of what you would find. Each of you, however, found the same thing: the body of Sansan, who lay slain at the feet of two guild members. After restraining one member and watching as the other one escaped, Thogak acted quickly, attempting to pursue the fleeing guilder, only to be stopped short by several more who seemed to be lying in wait. Similarly, on the opposite side of the alleyway, 5 more guilders rushed in, weapons brandished. Combat ensued, opponents fell, faltered, and fled, and a new ally made himself known. A male figure wearing thick leather armor and garments whose face was hidden behind a mask. First dealt with the archers, then joined the fight on the ground. After the last guilder was struck down, the figure instantly began investigating the scene, observing Sansan's notebook, the same one that both you, Thogak, as well as you, Rin, observed earlier in the day. It was turned to a page with several shop names and various buildings along Wraithway written down, all of which had been crossed out, save for one: the Split Keg Tavern, which had been circled. Having gathered your prisoners, one of the grunts and the big guy, and having also heard the sounds of many marching feet approaching from the street, Kaz, you laid your eyes on these people, a large force approaching from the northeast. The figure observed each of you, kind of looked you up and down before turning to you, Kaz, and trusting you with Sansa's notebook, as well as a sliver of paper which he drew from within his bracer. On the piece of paper was a symbol that you recognize, a runic drawing of a bird, which you know represents one of the secret entry points into the slums. Entry points which are typically used to smuggle people in who are on the run from the guild. After gesturing towards the others and then pointing at the paper, the mysterious figure took his leave, ascending onto the rooftops and disappearing from each of your sight. With your prisoners in tow, your party headed towards Kazara's apartment, unsure of the challenges that the night might hold. And now, with that recap, I will lead you in. What the fuck? Go away, stupid Word document. I don't want to... No, I need this, actually. Okay, so... In the city of Blackbriar, a room sits unoccupied, filled only with various bits of furniture, as well as an oppressive darkness, the likes of which can only be found in this city of shadow. The room is about 20 by 30 feet, with a door at one end and a window opposite, overlooking Wraith Way. Dust particles glisten in the occasional streak of moonlight which, by some chance, find its way through the dense cloud cover and into the window. In front of the window sits an armchair, kind of like an island on an empty sea, uncontested for space. Apart from this furnishing, only 2 other chairs exist in the room. One is pushed up against the wall by the door, the other next to it, missing a leg, as well as some of the bracing beneath its wicker seat. A bookshelf occupies the wall that runs perpendicular to the left of the door, holding no books, but instead various bits of paper, notes perhaps, as well as the occasional keepsake, a few daggers. At its base rests an old pack of adventurer's gear, containing the usual equipment: rope, pythons, torches, rations, a pack which you, Kazara, know has gone untouched for quite some time. Apart from these various things and the accompanying darkness, a stillness occupies the room, unbroken by sound or motion. That is, until the sounds of heavy footfall and hurried step creep in from outside the door. With little warning, the door to the room is cast open. Kazara, you hold the door open as Thogak ducks beneath the doorframe, with prisoners in tow, followed by Rin, who still seems to be going in the same direction, coincidentally. With a final glance at the hallway, which seems to be devoid of any presence, you step into the room, closing the door behind you.
Right. Make yourselves at home, lads. And I'm going to take my prisoner and prop him up by where I usually meditate him.
Okay.
Or meditate.
Okay, so he's on probably the front end of Thogak's javelin, which he's carrying over his shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And mind sitting him down right over there.
Just going to move over to where he motions and just slip them both off my javelin.
Okay. So one falls a lot lighter than the other, next to the chair, which Kazara points out. He is just knocked out unconscious. The big guy, however, the one you were carrying over your back, is asleep. Kind of a light snore hits the ground. Um, and yeah, so they.
I hand Thogak rope.
From where?
My backpack.
That you don't have.
I don't?
You left it at the Drunken Owl.
You are right. Fuck. I manifest rope. Fuck, okay.
Yeah. Thogak, a reminder as well, you left your pack at the Owl as well.
I know.
Yeah.
Rope? I'm sure you'll probably find some right over in that pack over there. It might be a bit dusty, but I'm sure our guests won't mind.
I'm gonna go over, search for some rope.
Yep, you find about 50 feet of hempen rope on the side of that pack, which is sitting at the base of the bookshelf. Just for a little bit of reference, if you're facing the bookshelf, the door, it's kind of like on the long wall of the room. The door is to your left, the window is to the right. And it's pretty dark in here. There's only kind of an occasional glimpse of moonlight through the window, lighting the room. Which doesn't bother you, Kaz.
Okay.
You have dark vision, but for both of you
Yes.
two, it's pretty dark in here.
I'm going to take the rope, use it to bind their hands and feet, kind of like a hog tie. But tie it really tight.
Okay. Yeah, I won't make you do any check for that. Although maybe a sleight of hand. You've got pretty big fingers, and this is
Okay.
tiny rope. Definitely no strength though. You can easily just knock the shit out of this rope if you want to.
20, not natural.
Okay. Yeah, that absolutely does it. So you manage to kind of describe how you're tying. So you're tying like ankles to hands behind their back, or just kind of like.
Yes.
Okay.
And I am tying it really tight in anger.
Okay. Yeah, so you do, and that's to what are you doing with Sansan's body, who I forgot to mention you also said you are carrying. I imagine kind of you're carrying him over one shoulder, just yeah, prisoners on the other.
Is there room on the table?
There really isn't
said
much
there
of
was
a
a-
table.
Okay.
Maybe like a nightstand somewhere, but
I'm just gonna lay him on the floor, like near the center of the room.
okay. Yeah.
And then go to stand by the window and look out and see what I see.
Okay. And where are you placing the prisoners?
I'm just gonna leave him tied up where he told me to drop him.
Okay.
So next to the chair.
So both of them are next to the chair, and around this time, the big guy, kind of like, what is this? And he starts really struggling with his restraints.
Easy there's it, bud. My big friend here might want to have a talk with you.
Untie me at once!
Hearing that he's stirring, I'm walking up to him and, like, threateningly placing my foot near his face, which does not smell the best.
Dear.
Yeah. He kind of just like, and he like whips his head in the other direction. Yeah, he's wriggling pretty hard in his rope.
Then I'm going to grab the rope and pull up on it.
Okay.
So, like, stretching his arms back, you know.
Mm-hmm. And he's just he's trying still, but less.
Okay, I'll just keep holding him like this.
Okay.
I'm going to look towards Kazara. Since I'm not entirely sure what to ask.
Ah, right. So I Are you holding him up right now?
Um, kind of like half, like his belly is still on the ground, but like I'm just like lifting his arms back and his feet back with the hog tie.
Okay, so I'll like squat next to him real quick and kind of like lean my head down just to meet his eye level a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so pal, what exactly was your job here? Why were you tasked to kill this nobody?
How close are you to him?
I mean, close. Like, I'm trying to get close to him, so my face is definitely within a foot of his.
Okay.
And right next to him, yeah.
Then I will lift him up a little bit higher,
Okay.
so that to make it so that he doesn't have to like kiss the floor to get that close.
So he he misses his headbutt that he was going to try on you. So he kind of like rears back his head to try and like smash your nose with his forehead to the best that he can. And you, Thogat, kind of wrench him up a little bit. He's just like, ugh! And he just starts shaking, like really, like his shoulders are shimmying back and forth at a quite a pace, and he's just like, "Let me down!"
When he missed the head, but I definitely did the drum, the badoom.
I'm gonna kill you first.
I do badoom and then flip him off.
Quite a feisty one we have in our hands here, isn't he? Right. No. Sorry, big man, I never asked for your name. Do you mind if we get a bit, physical with this your prisoner?
That was to you, Thogat.
Thogak, get as physical as you want.
Right. And I pull a dagger from my pants, in one of my sheets, and I jam my dagger straight into his knee,
Ooh.
right behind his kneecap.
Okay. Give me a damage roll on that.
Okay. A damage roll or an attack roll?
He's bound. No need for an attack roll, but yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. Of course, it had to reload because I pressed a button.
Of course.
I thought you were saying your dagger had to reload. I was like,
Oh, a whopping 2 damage.
Oh no. And where did you stab it?
Right above the knee, like trying to get the knee, right behind the kneecap.
Like behind the kneecap. Okay, so the way he's being held right now, it's kind of an awkward angle. You have to kind of go up. It's basically you're stabbing it up. Thoga,
Okay.
you are still holding him in the air, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So that happens, and he just like he does this awkward shake, because he can't move now, or else just searing pain. But he like has to because that fucking hurts. And so you just see him just like grit his teeth and shut his eyes and kind of just like start.
So, are you going to make me ask again?
Do your worst.
With the dagger still in his knee, I'm going to drop him.
Oh!
And then pick him back up.
Oh God. Okay. Are you dropping him like specifically so that it like lands on the handle?
It's a byproduct. So if it happens, it happens. If not, it doesn't. I'm just dropping him to like knock the air out of him.
Okay. Let me think about that. Okay, because that would fucking do it. What?
Ow.
Yeah. What is your dagger do damage wise?
It's just a D4.
D4. Okay.
And I don't think Thogak has proficiency in dropping people.
No. But that's like this entire guy's knee just slamming straight on the ground with a dagger between his kneecap and his femur, so...
Like, just fucking pops the kneecap.
I'm trying to decide how... Because I feel like it definitely would, but I'm not quite sure how to do that damage-wise.
If it would kill him, just make it non-lethal.
Yeah, it wouldn't kill him, but fuck, it would
Then just take the
hurt.
damage.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll double damage for that, I think.
Ooh.
Because I might just do max double damage. I might count that as like a crit, because like that, it's gonna pop the kneecap out of place, if not out. But it's not gonna kill him. Or make him go unconscious, actually. Where the fuck are all my D4s? This is bullshit! God, come, stop
They're
hiding!
the pyramids.
Yeah, I know they're the pyramids.
They're like multiple triangles stuck together.
Do you have any... I won't have it do a damage modifier. Okay, so yeah. That's actually pretty good damage. Okay, so... Yeah, he lands on his stomach first, and then his knees just slam into the ground, and you hear just a gut-wrenching, the sound of a blade scraping across bone. Just like a... And then, yeah, just like a... And,
Then I'm going to, like, hearing that, I'm going to kind of, like, press down on his back
Okay.
to make sure he can't refill his lungs so he doesn't scream.
He lands initially, and it's like, "Ah!" And then you just step on his back, and it's just, "Ah!" And he's just like, kind of like a fish, just like flopping against the fucking ground, you know, just trying basically. But yeah, now you've got him on the ground, and he's just like, and the knife kind of like, you know, slid across the ground a little bit. Nice blood trail. His leg is bleeding.
Nod.
Profusely.
It's bleeding?
Yes, bleeding profusely. Another knee pops out. Where did that come from?
I'm going to nod approvingly to Thogak. Good thinking. Quite impressed. Though don't worry too much about the screams. They're not exactly foreign to these parts.
And then when like it's been a beat,
Rin, what are you doing? Like, where are you in the room?
I'm kind of just sitting back near a window, like using like I'm not really watching because that would be fucking disgusting.
Oh, absolutely
But-
disgusting.
But I am watching, but I'm also near a window, not looking out of it, but looking out of it.
Okay. Well, I asked specifically because out of the window, you see what looks like a half-elf woman, walking down the street, and alone at first. But you see something weird, which is she's kind of like pointing at buildings on either side of the street. And then from the corner of the window, you see about 10 troops, you know, kind of come up behind her. And then like another 10. And then like another 10. And they're just making their way down Wraithway. And as those first initial 30 kind of pass, the next group that comes in, a few of them split off into the alleyways by you guys. And kind of start knocking on doors and stuff. So you're watching that happen on the street below.
Hey, try to. Oh wait, hold on. What accent did he? Try to keep it a little quieter. There's people out there knocking on doors and shit. They might be coming here soon.
I'm still stepping on him. Should we knock him out?
At least gag him.
Knock 'em out. Makes it easier for us. Plus, it's the last bit of sleep.
Kick to the face.
Plus, it's the last bit of sleep he's going to be allowed to get. At least for a while, anyway.
He's just kind of shaking right now. There's a little blood coming out of his mouth, which he's just gritting his teeth now. Um, just kind of very shuddery breath, the little breath he can draw, and you kick him just right in the side of the temple, and that seems to do the trick. Thogak, you just a nice crack, and his head kind of just goes limp to one side.
I am going to use some of the rope to tie like a tourniquet above the knee to make sure he doesn't bleed out before he wakes up.
Yeah.
I want to do like a quick medicine check to make sure he's not dead. He is just stable, and we'll be able to keep him that way.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me one.
I get a 16.
Okay. Yeah. It's pretty easy. He's just unconscious.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Be sure to tidy yourselves up. We have guests coming.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little obvious.
Yeah, you're about as obvious as you can be.
I'm hitting really lightly. You were like, because so Thogak goes, and I start doing that, thinking he's like, oh, I don't know how to clean myself, so I start pressing prestidigitation along him, and I'm cleaning him.
I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah, I just assume you don't know how to clean yourself at this point now. You're like, so I was like, oh, okay, I got it.
Considering they were after Sanson.
They were likely after you too, yes.
Is there somewhere a 9-foot me can hide in here?
Just stand behind the door.
Stand behind the door. Just pressed up against the wall.
I mean, you don't need to press yourself, just take it easy. You're not going to be seen. If you can't tell already, it's a bit dark in here.
Right about that time.
I would like to do stealth just in case.
Yeah, go ahead and roll your stealth. At about that time, you hear very faintly. Rin, you definitely hear this, but Kaz, you would hear it as well. Initially, just kind of the sounds of those creaky steps outside. And Thogak, all of you now hear the door being thrown open into the hallway. What's your stealth?
What a thing to get a nat 20 on.
Okay,
Your gray skin blends in with this bleak wood room, kind of wallpaper, just tattered wallpaper, kind of, very well. But okay, that's a great stealth, yeah.
And I have the rope in my hands ready in case somebody barges in. I'm gonna choke them out with it.
Yes, there is a chair. Yeah. There's 3 chairs in the room. There's one in front of the window, an arm chair. There's 2 like normal table chairs. Yeah.
Okay, and I am just the hat just gets pulled. Oh, I don't have my hat with me. Fuck. The hair gets pulled over the eyes.
Yeah.
And I look like I'm kind of sleeping.
Okay. So
keep the music down. They might be looking for it.
So yeah, you guys hear the door that leads into the hallway creak open, followed by the sounds of hurried footsteps. It sounds like maybe 2 or 3 people. And then kind of through the door you hear a slightly muffled voice, but somewhat clear under the crack in the door. Alfane said that he lives in this building. My guess is that he's here. Good call. You go downstairs. I'll check this floor. Yes, sir. You hear one of the figures kind of move to the opposite end of the hallway and descend the interior steps. Kaz, what you know are kind of like to the right of your door. If you're looking at the back of the hallway through your door. So you hear that figure kind of march down the stairs and go down the steps. There's a brief pause from the other figure, who seems to be waiting until the other one has disappeared down the stairs before making any sort of move. But once those steps kind of descend downstairs, and eventually he takes a few steps down the hallway towards your door, stopping briefly. You can see the light coming from the hallway, kind of spilling under the door. 2 distinct shadows.
I'm going to be standing by the door, waiting for a knock.
Okay. No knock comes. There's a moment of hesitation, and then you hear what sounds like kind of leather armor, like squeaking, I guess, like moving. And a slip of paper is slid under the door. No quicker than that happens, the figure hurriedly goes to the steps and goes downstairs as well.
A note, huh? And I'll bend down to pick it up.
Okay. So it's just kind of like a piece of paper folded, sort of like a letter, I suppose. It reads, "Another patrol in 10 minutes. You need to move. We can't protect you here. Signed, Marco Flynn," which, you know, is a pseudonym used by the slum spies that are hiding in Thieves Guild.
What is it? What?
Looks like we need to get moving.
Right. Who are we taking? Do we need his body for evidence? Or anything else? I point to Sansan's body.
I was about to say it would be conspicuous walking around with a corpse, but not necessarily. Not with your size compared to his. For crying out loud, he could look like your child. Anyway, I leave the kid right outside their door. As for the one who had the unfortunate workplace incident, as for now, if you wouldn't mind, I think it best we just kill him.
I walk over and just stomp on his neck.
Okay.
Alright.
And
Okay, yeah, give me a damage roll.
7.
That, yeah, that does it actually, compared to your last 7. Add, in addition to your last 7, yes.
Oh no, that's if I'm raging. I do 5.
5?
No, I'm not raging.
Let's see, let me look at that then. Yeah, it's pretty easy. He looks obviously pretty hurt already, and you just kind of stomp right at the base of his skull, and you definitely see his head, his chin is on the floor right now. You see his head kind of tilt up more than it should, with a very disconcerting.
And my people have no need to bury like you. So if we do not need his body for anything, we may not want to carry it.
His body we can do whatever we please with. I really don't care. My people have no need for burying either.
Would it have any evidence we need? I'm talking about Sansan's body.
Gotcha. As for Sansan's body, I don't believe it would have any evidence we truly need. For the people that matters, our word matters more than anybody, could provide.
Perhaps keep his journal.
Keep his journal, most certainly, naturally. As for now, though, with the brute that is dead, I wouldn't much like his stench filling my holes. So, if we wouldn't mind go ahead.
Does the window open?
Yeah.
I can toss him out the window.
Go for it.
I pick him up like I did since he's still hogtied. Bring him over to the window. I guess I'm going to untie him to save some of the rope. And open the window and check to make sure there's nobody immediately down there to see it.
There's a lot of Thieves Guild members on the street.
I'm gonna close.
Throw it at them.
Yeah, none of them are looking up. Thankfully, they're talking to each other or at doors. So it doesn't look like anybody sees you that you can tell immediately. So yeah.
Maybe not a good idea.
Right. Well, fuck it. Just leave him in the house. I'll clean it up.
We can just leave him in the hall. Let housekeeping deal with it.
Housekeeping. Housekeeping. Looking at my room, looking at the entire state of the building, you believe there's any kind of keeping of the house?
You small people have housekeepers.
I am shaking my head.
No housekeeping.
No housekeeping. Yes, just
Slash runs a claw over the bookshelf. Whew.
Just oh, it's just dirty.
It's
man.
real dusty in this room.
Yes,
and
yes.
what am I doing with your prisoner?
He's not a prisoner, he's just an unfortunate kid. As of now, make sure he's stable. And let him...
I make sure he isn't going to, roll over.
Stable physically.
Just nodding my head while continuing.
As in health. Look, I understand that all those muscles may be getting in the way of your brain, but please understand.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see if he's stable with an 8.
Yeah, I mean, he's breathing. Somewhat raspily, I suppose, but he seems to be, I mean, he's alive. He's just quite unconscious.
Hey, sorcerer, you don't have any healing magics in that brain of yours, do you?
I start looking around the room.
Yeah.
What are you
have a
looking
sorcerer?
at? You cast sorceries, you do magics. So pray tell.
Oh, no, I'm a performer. I perform things, and then shit happens.
Of course, performers usually, cast nonsense. Anyway, do you have healing magics?
Oh, yeah.
Heal him up. Just a little bit.
I look blankly at you.
What?
Why?
Why not?
He's fine, he's stable.
Well, he says he's stable.
Look, we need to get moving.
Yes.
Exactly.
Just untie him. Bring him downstairs and just leave him there.
He ain't
A
dying.
little bad an eye.
I'm going to pick him up while he's still hogtied and carry him as we go.
Okay.
And wait until we are leaving him to untie.
Okay.
Hey, Josh, I'm gonna roll my own medicine check just to see if he is actually not dying.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him a pass over, is
Yeah.
he not dying? I got a 14.
Yeah, I mean, he's very unconscious, but stable. He's having a little difficulty breathing, but you saw how Kaz knocked him out by whacking him in the side of the neck. So that's not too unheard of, I suppose. Yeah, he's unconscious but stable.
Okay, then yeah.
Mm.
It's fine.
Right, let's get moving. We don't have a lot of time.
I
Let's get out
follow
of
you.
this great place you got here.
Oh, thank you. I take very
I blow
little
some
care
of the
of
dust.
it.
Resisting the urge, just press to digitate the whole fucking room.
So it's been
I like
about
the ambience.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's been about 3 minutes since the note got set under the door. So which of you is exiting first?
I am.
Okay, so
Not me.
are you trying to be stealthy at all?
With these two in tow, I mean, I'll do what I can.
Yeah. I won't make you roll immediately. I mean, you can roll now, or you can roll once you get outside.
I'll roll now.
Okay. That goes for all of you as well.
Okay.
I'll just use my previous roll.
No.
Don't remember what your
wait, no,
previous
that was
roll
a I remember what his previous roll was.
Not for a stealth.
Natural 20.
Yeah, it was a natural 20.
It
For
was a nat
stealth?
20.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Behind the door.
Oh
Remember?
yeah, God. Yeah. Okay.
But I got a 15.
15. Okay.
Still.
23.
23. Good.
Uh, 21.
21.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So, Cass, you kind of very slowly just turn the knob and just
I'm out last.
yeah, peek your head into the hallway, and
Looks like I need to open the doors again.
you just slowly open the door.
Ah, yes. The tranquil sounds of opening doors.
And yeah, no, you don't see anyone in the hallway, so you would assume it is safe to either take a left and go out of the alleyway, or go downstairs. Those are the two ways to get downstairs from here.
Sorry, what did you say?
You can go left and take the stairs down the alleyway, the exterior stairs, or you can go right and go down the interior steps to the first floor inside the building.
Let's take the interior stairs.
Okay. So, each of you exits pretty stealthily, from what you can tell. Not making too much noise. And kind of work your way down the hallway. And get to the steps, turn the corner. Kaz going first, you start to make your way down the stairs, yes?
Yes.
Okay. You do hear voices on the floor below.
I hold a hand up to them and work my way forward a little bit, trying to listen to what they're saying, maybe.
Okay. From what you can tell, it's just those same two Thieves Guild members. One of them is standing with his back to the steps, pretty close to the steps. You can actually see the tops of his shoulders kind of as you peek around the corner slightly. Apart from that, all you can hear is just another voice talking to the property officiator, which lives not on the room below you, but the room below you to the right, if you're looking out the window. So he's just kind of got his door cracked, you know, kind of classic like Scrooge. He's got like his nightcap and like a white gown on, kind of hunched over, older guy. Just, you know, kind of just at this Thieves Guild member who's just kind of.
What's the property owner's name?
Oh, that is a good question. I came up with his name. I definitely did. We'll call him Criley.
Criley. Okay. Okay. I'm actually going to just walk down the stairs.
Okay.
Um, and kind of source the voices. Like, I'm going to properly go to the voices.
Okay, so are you gonna keep using your stealth, or are you just abandoning that and just walking down the stairs?
I'm going to abandon it
Okay.
and walk down the stairs.
Okay. Do you guys follow him?
He told us to wait,
Okay,
so
so
no.
you're waiting. Good. Okay, yeah. So you just kind of like stand upright. You know, I imagine you're kind of hunching down a little, being stealthy. You just stand upright and just kind of start stepping down the stairs, which definitely kind of creak a little bit. As your head kind of your eye line goes below where the floor is, and you can see into this room. The one guild member with his back to you turns around and gives you this just wide-eyed, like, what the fuck look. And the other one who's talking to Criley kind of, you know, glances over his shoulder at you, and then turns his head back to talk to Criley. And then he just whips around and looks at you like, oh! And he like fumbles with his short sword and draws it and points it at you, and he says, "You stop right there!"
Look, boys. Criley, sorry for the disturbance. What's the matter here?
You're under arrest. And he kind
For
of
what?
points his sword at you. The other one is just looking at you like wide-eyed, still like, what the fuck? What do you mean for what? For that? And he points in the direction of the alleyway.
I had no part of that.
Give me a deception.
Look,
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage.
At disadvantage.
Okay.
I'm going to assist him from up the stairs.
He waggles his eyebrows.
I had nothing to do with that.
Thumbs up that they can't see.
What kind of fucking disadvantage roll was that? I was
One.
I got a 19, like, on the die, and I was like, fuck, things can only go down from here. Natural 20.
Okay, so what does that make it in total?
That makes it a 25.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so he's just what did you say again? Remind me.
Look, I had no part in that.
He just like shakes his hand a little bit, like his sword is shaking. He has been quite caught off guard. And he kind of just like looks at his other guild member, who just kind of like shrugs at him. He's like,
I was upstairs in my room the whole time. I heard the commotion. I went and took a look. That's probably where you got the reports of me being there from. I took a look, got attacked by some of your boys. I excused myself, alright? And came back just a little bit later before, obviously, you lads showed up and found one that was alive. So I took him upstairs and saw to him, see if I could, you know, get him into a position of any state of survival. Come on, boys.
Hearing this, I'm going to, like, try to slowly take him off my shoulder. And, like, leave him at the top of the stairs and get rid of the rope so it doesn't look like he was being held prisoner.
Okay.
I am
Trying
backing up.
to be quiet.
I am backing up, and because I don't want to get caught.
Yeah.
Kelsey, give me a sleight of hand for that.
Okay.
Come
Mark,
on,
you're
girls.
able to, yeah, you got
14.
a good song. Okay, yeah, so you set him down with minimal bumpage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and did you say you were untying him?
I'm untying him and trying to go somewhere they won't see me.
Okay. Oh, this is perfect.
Just hide behind like a potted plant. Being
No. So, hold up, let me roll for something real quick. Where are my percentiles?
I don't have that on my...
Something. I get
That
plus
sheet.
8 to something, so you're screwed, buddy.
Okay.
Oh, fucking hell. I'm using die that I never use because I can't find the ones that I normally do. Okay. That's very good for you, that what I just rolled. So, yeah, you do that and untie him, and he's just limp on the floor still, labored breathing. Nothing's changed. And Rin, where are you moving to? Just away from the stairs?
I'm probably moving back towards his apartment.
Okay. And Thogak, are you moving any, or are you just setting the body down?
I'm not staying by the body.
Okay.
My thinking is they're gonna come up to get the guy.
Mm-hmm.
My thought process was while he was untying, I was probably opening Kaz's door and motioning in.
Okay.
Seeing this, I am gonna go.
Kaz, the guy looking at you, the one guild member who you can probably assume at this point is the spy that slipped the note under the door because he's not really reacting in the way this other one is just looking back and forth between you and his companion, we'll say, and the one still has a sword, and he slowly kind of lowers his blade and he says, "Okay, I'm gonna go get off Ian," and he turns and heads for the front door of the complex.
Right, we need to move.
The one guy
I
just
assume we can't hear this though from up there because we're like in Kaz's room.
yeah,
at this point.
you can't
You
hear
are.
Kaz.
I'm stuffing you in there.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
I was like, I don't know where else to hide someone your size.
Like I said, hide behind a potted plant.
And then I'm busy, like after he's in there, I cast precipitation on my water to make it taste like whiskey, and then I just drink it, hoping it'll make my breath smell like whiskey. And I fall on the ground like I'm drunk.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, yeah, so the one guy is just like, and he just looks at you, Kaz, and just shakes his head. And
What, man? What do you expect me to do?
I'll do what I can. Just go. And he goes for the door as well, and kind of exit out behind that guy.
Then he hears a thump. Thump.
Yeah, he just stops and like looks at the ceiling, and then just like looks back at you and just, and he just goes for the door. He leaves, and the property officiator's just like, "What is going on up there?"
Oh, it's nothing, Crowley. Just more of the same, really.
Okay.
You know how it is sometimes, Pops.
I don't understand you. He just shuts his door. Yep.
And I am going to... did you guys leave the apartment, or are you still in it?
I was backed up into your apartment.
And
He's
I am
in
passed
the
out.
hallway,
I'm passed out in front of the door, pretending to be
Yeah.
passed out.
and
Okay.
I have my great axe inside the room with the door closed, ready for whoever comes in. Just so you know.
Gaz is like, okay, well that
So-
guy's dead. He's gonna open his door and get decapitated.
I just jog like halfway up the stairs so I can poke my head up.
Mm-hmm.
Right, sorcerer. We need to get moving now.
I kick the door twice, and then I get up.
I bought us a very small amount of time. We need to run. Go.
When you don't,
now.
when you don't open it, I go. Kicking the door twice was a signal.
Oh. I open the door and go with you. I do
Yeah.
have my great axe still.
Yeah, I get you in front of me, and I'm in the back still, and I slap you on the ass, and I say, "Go."
I hope you two know how to move. Let's get going. Through the alleyways, follow me. And I am going to be, I'm going to poke my head outside just to see, what I'm looking at.
Into the alleyway.
Yeah.
Okay. So without a perception check, you basically just see the alleyway right at the bottom of the stairs. Those kind of that rickety staircase that leads up to your hallway. Um, you can see out on the Wraithway, and every couple of seconds you see a guild member kind of walk in front of the alleyway. Every now and then they kind of peek in quickly. Um, I'd say that's probably every like 5 to 10 seconds.
Okay.
Um, Apart from that, in the actual alleyway, it looks like the most of the action is down the alleyway towards the northwest from you. So if Wraithway is southeast, then towards the northwest, in the direction that you guys came from, the alleyway where everything happened the other night, or this night a few moments ago. That looks like where most of the action is. There's not a whole lot of action in this alleyway.
Okay. Um, in which case, I'm going to lead us down into the alleyway.
Okay.
I'm going to look, guys. We have guards, patrols looking in every couple of seconds here. So, whatever movements we're going to make, they need to be fast, but keep it low, keep it quiet. Don't get spotted. I swear to God, if you tall-ass motherfucker gets me a little more than decapitated, then I'm going to be cursing your bloodline.
I can disguise myself. I pull out the Thieves Guild pauldron and I put it on.
I'm not going to question it. Let's get moving.
Okay.
You put it on, and then I sit there next to him like Vanna White, like.
Oh my god.
And I hope you two are accustomed to having the entire world wanting to take your head off your shoulders, because that's basically what we've got on our hands.
Oh, it's
Most
Tuesday,
are not
is
tall
it?
enough. Don't worry.
I didn't realize it was Tuesday
Let's
again. Oh shit!
get
Let me
going.
let's start going.
I'm leaving.
Walking with my head down, following you. I was like,
I am following. Not even
can't
struggling to keep up.
can't even believe it's Tuesday. Oh, the whole world hates me today, too. Oh, shit.
It's Thursday.
Oh man, it's even worse. It's all those ones that end in Y, I swear.
Why do you
Alright,
keep track
down.
of days?
I know, right?
Keep it down, keep it quiet. Let's get moving, guys. And I'm going to be leading us down the alleyway.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Yeah, ready to keep it down, keep it quiet. I elbow Thogak. I'm like, yeah, shut up.
I just nod.
Good. Okay, so basically your directions right now. There's the alleyway to the northwest, which is where you guys came from to get here from the other alleyway. There is southeast, which leads directly to Wraithway, and there is southwest, which goes to that courtyard Kaz, next to the building you were surveilling from earlier, and that'll spit you out onto a road that's kind of like an offshoot of Wraithway.
I'll take that last one.
Okay, yeah. So you walk down that alleyway, and not much seems to, it doesn't look like anyone has even walked down this alleyway tonight. They don't seem to be surveilling it, so yeah. Pretty easy, doesn't seem to draw any attention. You are now at a street.
I'm now at a street. Which street is this again? God, I'm bad at directions. Okay, so do I know the direction that I'm supposed to be going?
Yes. You know that you are you are almost as far from the okay. Where, I guess, in the slums are you going? Because you know that it is kind of centralized around, and you're welcome to pull up your map to look at this.
Yes.
So the baby blue to the left is the slums. So the fretless finch is an entryway in that middle kind of circular section, not middle circular section. The if there's three sections, right? There's the tall one to the north. There's the bottom one, and then there's the one slightly above that that's a little more round. It's got the point on the west end of it.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I am trying to find this.
The map or on the map?
The map.
Pull up the color-coded one.
I'm trying to find that.
Oh, I can send it to you.
It's on Instagram. I'm an idiot.
I can send it to you on PlayStation. That makes it easier.
No, I got it.
Okay.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay. So what do we have?
So,
I'm just gonna go grab a soda. I'll be right back.
Alrighty, Mark.
Go ahead.
So, that northern tall section, that's slums. The section below that with the point, that is where the fretless finch is, the paper that the mysterious figure gave you. It's one of those buildings to the east side of that. And then there's the section to the south. So, where would you be trying to head?
Obviously, we're trying to head to the fretless finch.
Okay. So
There's no other option I have.
well, there probably is. You can do a history check if you want. That's where that section is where you would have entered into the most, though. It's definitely, that's where whatever kind of loose government there is for the slums, that's where it exists, is in that middle section.
Yeah. That's primarily why I'm saying that's the only option I have, because the note combined with the main area, that's where I enter it from, it's all I've got for now.
So you do know that it is quite a walk from there. You've got quite a ways to go through the densest part of the city.
Okay.
But you also know that probably getting out of this area right now is going to be the hard part. Once you get to a certain point, it won't be too difficult, because obviously they're not searching the entire city over for you. So
yeah. For now, I'm not going to try and make a straight line to it.
Okay.
Obviously, especially because that would be taking me down the Wraithway, usually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be trying to head into... Oh, Jesus, I can't zoom in. That kind of sucks. I'm going to try and rotate counterclockwise into the light red area. Just trying to get out of the general area that we're in, because obviously they're not going to be searching for me, as you said, everywhere. And if I do get like minorly spotted up there, then obviously they're thinking I'm fleeing to the slums from that entrance in the north.
Yeah.
But obviously that's not where I'm entering it from. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from this alleyway, and can you find that alleyway on the map?
I don't know.
Basically, look for your apartment and then that little dot next to it in the alleyway. You're on the, you were currently at the mouth of the alleyway on the street to the southwest.
Wait, what?
Okay, zoom in by where your apartment is.
I see my apartment. I can't zoom in.
Okay.
It doesn't let me zoom in.
Do you see that dot there?
I see the dot.
Okay, down and to the left, that's the alleyway you're in right now. And once you get out of there, the map becomes less exact.
Obviously.
But that's kind of generally where you are.
Then I'm going to be hanging a right. Probably going to try and jump through as many little small passages. I know this area somewhat decently well, so I can... I probably know a fair amount of little paths or little hiding spots if a patrol goes by.
Okay. You do see, peeking your head out to the right, that there is definitely a lot of guild activity around there, because that alleyway to the north of you on this block is... you can actually still see the body half out of the alleyway with a, where a javelin was in his back, the one that Thogak killed earlier.
So the right wouldn't be the way to go.
Yeah, there's a lot of people to the right that you can see kind of coming in and out of the alleyways around the block.
And I should probably go to yellow, right? That means crossing the Wraithway. Should be easy enough.
Mhm.
Um, so I'm going to let's jump across the street and try and cross the Wraithway from there.
Okay. What is your manner going to be in crossing the street?
I was going to say the best route would just be, pull a cowl up and just walk, but we have the largest motherfucker known to mankind here, so he's
Yep.
not exactly inconspicuous.
Nope.
I can run fast.
Yeah, but can you run quietly?
How far across is Wraithway?
It's a pretty. I mean, not that it is necessarily a wide street. It's probably the widest street you have seen in this city so far. Um,
I'm back.
welcome back.
Welcome
back.
Good. You're about to be in the action probably.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So it's if I had to say in feet, it's probably 30, 40 feet across. We'll go with 40.
Okay.
Okay.
What's wrong? What's going on?
We're
We're
we
trying
are
to decide to either sneak across the road
the main
or
highway, yeah.
should I bound down it?
Oh.
Basically, where you guys are right now, you're at the mouth of an alleyway. Looking out of the alleyway to your right is the entrance to the other alleyway where Thogak, threw the javelin in the dude's back and killed him. Like that's the mouth of the alleyway. There's a lot of guild members to your right. To your left is the main street that you saw all those people marching down earlier. And you can't really go straight unless you want to go right for a little bit and then go straight. But that puts you pretty close to that alleyway.
Yeah, I don't know the city.
Look, lads, let's just hightail it over. There's no sense in being sneaky about it. Because with your size and your
Is it
conspicuousness...
clear?
That's a good question, DM. Is it clear?
I mean, you see a lot of people. Give me a perception if you want to see if any of them are kind of specifically looking your way.
Hey, DM.
What's up?
Is it clear?
You see a lot more people than he sees. Give me a perception to see if there are any eyes looking specifically at you.
Can that be an investigation?
I'd say perception.
Ah, damn it. I'm better at the other one.
Alright, I got a 9.
Okay, there's a lot of moving bodies.
I got a 15, which is why I don't roll perceptions. I'm only good at passive.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah. There's a lot of moving eyes. Rin, you think every now and then you see a few heads kind of turn in your general direction, but right now there's a few. I'll say, Ren, you can probably discern with that perception a few members that are kind of pointing people in other directions. You see that half elf that you saw through the window, and she's got a lot of people kind of coming to her and asking her things, and she's standing kind of in the middle of the street. Sorry, Cass, you're also able to see her, and you know her as Arvian, the leader of the guild. Sorry, the leader of the general of the area that you live in. But she's the only one like that. She looks like she's kind of running this show right now. But yeah, every now and then, kind of heads dart around, but people are kind of figuring out what they're supposed to be doing right now.
Okay. Then, yeah, let's walk across.
Okay.
I'm readying Phantasmal Force as we walk across. Anyone that sees us, that sees us that makes note. Like, it seems like they're gonna announce our presence.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to get at. What am I trying to get? Is that what I'm trying to say, guys?
Yeah, anyone that sees you and looks like they're about to alert people.
Yes, I'm going to cast it on that 10-foot area.
Okay.
And I'm hunching over to try to not be so, like, just scan the horizon. Oh, there he is!
Hunching over, ruining your posture a little bit, so... like, they might think, oh, you're just a big guy, not
Using my great axe as a cane.
Of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Just getting more and more regular.
Alright. Let's just walk across.
Okay, and you're not trying to be stealthy or anything, you're just kind of trying to be... I mean, you're not even trying to deceive, you're just walking across.
Nonchalant.
Okay.
I am going to flip up my cowl. And I'll follow maybe like a little bit. Wait, no, I'm leading them. Shit.
Yeah, you're leading, dude.
I'm
Okay,
going to,
yeah,
like,
then.
turn on my scowl. No, I'm kidding.
Ooh. I can change Thodak's color, like his hair color. There we go. Now he doesn't look like the same Goliath.
To what are you changing it to?
Blonde.
Okay.
I will guide us in between light, and I will roll stealth, not necessarily to be like sneaky, but
Yeah.
more,
I would like to roll performance to act nonchalant and so no one would notice me.
Okay, I will allow that. Give me that roll.
Should
I
I
roll
do
stealth?
that too?
Yeah.
Or is it kind of useless for me?
Actually, no, I will let you roll that, Thogak, but I wasn't gonna let Keegan roll that because he wasn't trying to be, he's just trying to be normal, but since Ren is such a showman, he would be physically trying to be, I'm normal, look at me, and yeah, you're hunching down, you're doing that, so I would say, yeah.
I'm normal. Don't look at me. He seems very excited.
Natural 20, 29.
Okay, that's
You
good.
are
I'm so normal.
generic.
So the good news about you, Ren, is that you wear black leather armor
Yeah.
that,
That's
upon
under my
closer
that's
inspection,
under my trench.
yeah.
That's under my fancy trench coat.
Under inspection doesn't look any different from a Thieves Guild, or it looks way different from a Thieves Guild thing, but, glance of an eye, you're wearing black leathers, so...
Oh, that's even. You know what? And like I'll make it even easier too. I can do minor image.
Mm-hmm.
I can no prestidigitation. No, minor image is on his hair. Prestidigitation can make it make a small mark that looks like their crest.
Okay.
It's not perfect because I can't do perfect detail, but it's like 6 lines.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I will
man.
be asking then, do you want to go single file? Do you want to go one get across the street, one get across the street, that, or do you want to all go at the same time?
Go ahead. What?
Should we go all together, single file,
Sorry,
or one at a
hold on,
time?
guys.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
yep. Appa.
Avatar
Where'd
state.
you
Yep,
hear
yep.
Appa?
They got you pinned, Twinkle Toes. So I thought I rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. But it was a 7.
It was a 7.
Okay.
So 6.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay. Welcome
Walking
back.
down the street. Oh, my back! Oh!
Everyone looks at you. No, okay, so, Keegan, I will ask, now that you're back, do you want to, you cross and then wait till you're across for Thogak or Ren to cross, or do you want to all move as one group? What are you guys going to do to cross the street?
I think we should cross as a staggered group. So not necessarily as a ball, but not necessarily one after another.
Mm-hmm.
And, not take the same pathway through the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it that way. And
so-
to make my stealth a little bit easier, I'm going to cast Minor Illusion and give the illusion of a barrel around me as I crouch around.
Okay. That's, first of all, you don't have Minor Illusion.
I do.
Do you actually?
I do, yeah. That's what I was using in the
Oh,
solo
it's a
session.
cantrip. Yeah. Okay.
It is.
Oh yeah.
I was like.
Yeah, minor
use
illusion's a
spells?
fucking cantrip.
Oh, okay. Excellent. All right. So, yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. Just divinity references.
Yeah. So what was your stealth?
My stealth was a 23.
Okay, that's pretty good. So then, yeah. So what order are you gonna cross? Are you gonna go with Thogak? Assuming it'll be one of you crosses and then two of you cross. Just thematically, I guess, or mechanically.
I think
I'll be the
since
first
I
cross.
have the shoulder patch, I should
God.
go with
The person
Me.
who looks vaguely like a Thieves Guild member.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
So then, Kaz, you're going on
yeah,
your own.
I'm going on my own.
Okay. So
What
you.
a shocker.
Hold on. Let me just get every fucking d20 that I have, and roll the biggest perception check I think I will ever roll. Jokingly, of course.
Just by odds, he's gonna get a nat 20.
Yeah.
You know, I said that as a
Nat
joke,
20
but I'm actually
Nat
just
20 doesn't
curious now.
Nat 20 doesn't guarantee success though.
No, because you got,
I got
20.
I got 29.
Okay, and Keegan, what did you get again?
23.
Jesus Christ. 23. Sorry, all my die went everywhere.
I got to 6.
I am definitely going to be ready to
six.
point my finger at someone.
Remember, I still got that phantasmal force ready.
Mm-hmm. Let me just look at this real quick. Fuck. Oh, okay, that's pretty good. So, good job on all your stealth rolls.
Good job. Good job.
Good job on your stealth rolls. Kaz, you kind of just like, ready yourself and just set out across the street. And you're walking, a dude walks past you and kind of like, bumps your shoulder and says, "Oh, watch where you're going," and keeps walking past you. And it doesn't seem like anybody is. It doesn't seem like any eyes linger on you for too long. And you make it across the street. You will now be. I think it's another street, but there's definitely less of a Thieves Guild presence here. Yeah, so you're on another street.
Okay, the moment I get to, like, the second street,
Mhm.
like, a place to stop, the place we were working towards,
Yeah.
blend in shadows, and I'm just...
Just gone. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you two, you see him cross the street, bump shoulders with another guy, who just kind of doesn't seem to linger, and stare. He walks not slowly, with a quickened pace, but not quickly, and makes it across seemingly okay. And then he gets into the shadow, on the other side of the street, and just you actually cannot see where he went. He is gone invisible.
Oh, we've seen him do that before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have at least.
I will say, after watching the Baldur's Gate trailers, the way I imagine Blend in Shadow now is just the way the fucking, Mind Flayer, like, wrap the tentacles together and then just a...
Dung.
And
then yeah.
Like where he like he plucks it.
I
Yeah,
love
and it's that very, like... yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty much
just
how I
love
imagine.
that scene.
And you're just gone. You're into shadow. Okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Okay. So we start crossing.
Okay. And are you kind of trying to like crouch behind him, or like kind of what's your demeanor in crossing?
Come on.
I think he's talking to
If
you.
it was if it was up to me, I would just walk across.
Okay.
So I'm just.
You're hunching a little
But
bit.
since I'm with you, I'm just hunching a little bit. So I'm gonna let you take the lead on what we're doing.
Dude, I'm so normal. I just walk across so normally.
Rin, you walk across so normally.
I'm following behind him.
Okay.
The look. Oh my god, is that a Goliath? No way. Look at how normal that
Look
guy
how
is.
normal he's the guy he's with is. Come on. He's so normal.
Okay. Oh, okay. So you two start to cross the street, and Ren, you just kind of similarly just like, I'm Ren, son of Trinith. They won't fucking see a thing. Just step out onto the street, walking very, very normally, not even a quickened pace, like just a very nice, normal pace across the street.
What the fuck is he doing?
No one seems to walk past you initially. There's a few people headed in your direction, but they're kind of looking now. They're looking up. You know, you kind of as you cross, you see Arfan kind of pointing up at the second stories and at the tops of the roofs, and so a lot of heads kind of go up as you start to cross. And so you're about to make it across. Thogak, going back a little bit to describe it for you, yeah. So you're kind of hunched down. You're still like, I mean, how tall is Thogak? 10 feet?
He's 9 foot tall.
9 foot tall. Okay, so you're hunched down to about like 8.5 foot. Not a big difference. And you know, maybe attempt a little bit of a shamble. But, yeah, so, you're walking and you're just following Rin, and right as you're about to cross the street, a man comes from your right and kind of swipes your leg and tumbles a little bit and goes, "Hey, watch where you're going!" And he just looks up at you.
I'm just gonna look at him with a killer look.
His eyes dart to Rin.
Excuse me, young man.
Hold on, sorry, my dad just came in.
Okay. We'll linger on that for a second. We'll let that stew.
He looks to Rin?
Yeah, he looks at
So-
at Thogak, you know, in his eyes, he's just, "Watch where you go, wing." And he just looks up at Thogak, and then he looks at you.
What's he wearing?
Thieves Guild armor.
Okay.
Oh, then I'm not looking at him with a killer look. I nod at him.
He whips his hand onto his short sword in its sheath and opens his mouth and draws a breath
Phantasmal force.
before before you cast. He doesn't scream. He just like to say something, and then you cast Phantasmal Force.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that whole 10-foot, I don't care like who else is there, but there's a 10-foot cube of people who are about to be affected by this.
It's just you guys.
Well, okay. Well, I meant like if there are any other guard members with him.
No.
Oh, well, that makes it less dramatic.
Yeah.
It's fine though. I need a intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Intelligence saving throw.
Because if he passes this, then nothing else matters.
From the most intelligent grunts you guys will ever see in D&D. That was a joke. I'm joking. They're not smart.
And if it even matters, before initiative or whatever, since my great axe is already drawn, I am swinging for his neck.
If
But-
regardless, or if
What?
you have to, yeah.
If I have to.
Okay, so you kind of have your hand on top of your great axe, using it as like a walking stick.
Yeah, with the axe bit down on the ground, I
Okay.
would imagine, to make it not look like it's an axe that I'm walking.
Yeah. Mark,
Yes.
you might as well have the luck feat,
Yeah?
because I rolled
Uh-huh.
and it was cocked, so I re-rolled. It was
Yep.
cocked on a 20.
Mhm.
He got a 7 for his int save.
Yes! Yeah, to him, there's basically nothing there.
Okay.
Thogak's not there. In fact, now he thinks about it, he tripped over me, and it was his fault.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that his eyes unfocus a little bit, or at least I imagine they would, Would is that something I'd be able to see? Do you think?
Well, you hear this, and you'll. I kind of
okay,
like
yeah.
I kind of like move my hand, and in like a wave down, and my middle finger sticking out, and I wave it down, and I go, eh, and then that's what happens.
Okay. I'm gonna
You
book it
drunk,
then.
pal?
Wait, what are you doing, Thoga?
Booking it
Okay.
towards it the rest of the way. I'm not gonna.
Okay.
In fact, in fact, he tripped over me, and he thinks it was his fault, and my insignia looks real.
Okay.
just if I was one person I could take out of the equation or see it through the shit, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm just reading through Phantasmal Force real quick, just to double check on something.
He can make an investigation check to see through.
That's what I was checking
whatever it is.
for, because he definitely got more of a look at Thogak than he did at you before it happened.
Right, which is I'm glad Thogak ran.
But they do rationalize what happened.
Right.
But he got it. Yeah, I'm trying to decide if he would rationalize it or if he would, since he saw Thogak for sure.
Right. Which is the instance where like see through it, or like if you're being attacked, you could try. That's another reason like see through it. But if it's like a bridge type thing, as they do it,
it's already
like, there's
cast
no reason.
is the thing in that scenario, which is what I'm thinking. He kind
Right.
of saw it happen before his eyes, so he is going to make
Exactly.
an intelligence, an investigation check against your save DC.
Yep. Same DC.
Mm-hmm. What is it, a 14?
It is.
Ooh.
It's not very high because you're fifth level. What is that? Right? Did he pass?
He got a 13.
Yes.
He got 13.
Oh my
+2.
god. For investigation
Yeah.
specifically. Yeah, so he just kind of like shakes his head a little bit, and he kind of looks at you, and he looks down at his hand on his short sword, and he kind of like slowly removes it, and he looks back at you and locks eyes onto the insignia. Where did you place it on yourself?
On the shoulder where they do.
Okay, very good. Yeah, he kind of sees that, and he just like does his arms out. And he's like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, sir. My apology." And he kind of ducks his head and keeps going further into the crowd.
I just wave him off, and I keep walking normally.
Okay. Yeah. Thogak, you were right at the street, so I will have allowed you to make it the rest of the way. Yeah, and so Ren, you also meet up with Thogak right around where Kazara was standing. You are still out in the open, I will point out, though. You were not in an alleyway, you're on a street. And people are still, every few seconds, passing by this street.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I step out of the shadows and... Right, we need to keep moving.
Toss
At least
them
find some place to
through
stop.
darkness.
Yep.
Lead.
Right away. And I kind of lead them down more south, like trying to, really prize a spot that we can, hide away and get some quick and easy movement through.
Okay.
So, an alleyway, obviously.
Okay, so the next big question is, do you want to go from here? Do you want to kind of try to... Fuck. English, the language as a whole, generally. Do you want to try and head
Don't
north?
fuck my English hole.
Do you want to try and head north of the large central green kind of park area of the city, or do you want to try and head to the east and then to the south of it? Basically, do you want to move yellow, green, blue, or do you want to do yellow, orange, pink, blue?
Wait, sorry, did you just say yellow-orange?
Yeah.
Didn't we just come from orange?
You came from orange, but basically what you'd be doing if you wanted to go back north is you would be, unless you wanted to try and cut through the central green, you would basically be going down and taking this street going west towards the green, and you'd be just a little further down Wraithway. But you'd probably be able to cross it again. This way you're not traveling along it. But that is kind of the the more unlikely option. But it's possible if you want to try that.
Which one was the first option again?
Basically south from here. Just yellow, green, light blue slums.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yellow, green, light blue slums.
That's definitely more direct. Okay. So you actually were on the street earlier today. This is the street that eventually will lead you to the... Is it? Yes, it is actually, yes. So if you keep heading kind of southeast on this street, eventually it kind of comes at a 45-degree angle to another street. And if you keep going straight south from that intersection, you will be at the alleyway for the Gaping Maw, where you met Skiz earlier.
Okay.
So is like that kind of the direction, or do you want to try and cut?
Let's go that direction.
Okay, so you make it that direction. Roll me a stealth for those first few blocks. You don't see
just
nearly
one stealth?
as many. Yeah, go, I'm gonna get to the end of this and decide if I want you guys to just give me a bunch. But we'll see how this goes first. You don't see a whole lot of Thieves Guild presence here,
21.
but there's definitely still
Some. Gotcha.
some. Yeah. You two. Are you going to try and be nonchalant, or do you want to, now that you're kind of through that, beehive of a street, do you want to try and keep doing more stealth?
Well, I'm not going to give away his position by not stealthing.
Okay. So you're doing stealth.
Like I'm an idiot. I'm not stupid.
Yeah. Thogak, stealth.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will get you guys to roll me stealth as well, and you got a 21. Keegan?
What?
21? You got a 21?
Yeah, 21.
Okay.
Eesh.
A 6.
Total? Okay.
Total.
14.
14. Okay. So you're kind of doing your best to hunch over, right, Thogak?
Yeah.
How I imagine stealth is just like you kind of like lower your profile as much as possible. And it seems to be working from what you can tell. Same for you guys. You don't seem to be noticed, that you can tell. And so, darting through alleyways, you continue. Let's see. Let me think about how to judge this. Okay, I'm going to get you to roll me 3 more stealth rolls each, and that's going to cover the entire journey.
Alrighty.
Ooh. Okay. Well, at least one of them's good.
Alright, I got a 15, a natural 1, and a 24.
Ooh, okay, 15, natural 1, and a 24.
I got in that order where I rolled them, a 15, a 19, and a 13.
Okay. And Thogak.
10.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7.
Okay.
11.
11. Okay.
That middle stretch is going to screw us.
Yeah. That's where I got a big one.
So let me tell you guys what
Yeah.
you see. Generally, over the city. So, as you... Basically what this was, the first roll was to see you out of the... Keegan, for you, the yellow area. The second was for the green, and then the third was for the blue. Okay. And I was treating that kind of in the order of the rolls, so... As you get to the green... and you're noticing, it's really, 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 really early in the morning by now. The sun isn't quite coming up at this point, but it's starting to, it's that kind of thing where it's like getting gradually lighter, and you don't necessarily notice it getting lighter, but then you just kind of click into it, and it's like, oh wow, it's actually a little brighter outside than it was. So you think you're approaching sunrise as you pass through the area which you know as Harridan, the half-orcs section, Keegan. So, what you see whenever you do see a Thieves Guild member is, various races, half-orcs, men, half-elves. Every now and then you see, like, a kobold running around, which is kind of weird. Seemingly delivering messages, maybe, like, that usually they have, like, a pack on and they're just like booking it through the streets. And you see a lot of rubbing eyes, right? So you see a lot of people just eyes glazed over. They're rubbing their eyes. Everybody, it's really early in the morning.
Right.
So not a lot of people are paying attention from what you can tell. Except for one time.
Okay.
As per your usual marching order, Kaz, you kind of look across the street, and you just kind of set out across the street. You're walking between alleyways in Harridan's area. And as you get halfway across the street, you hear, "Stop right there." And standing in the middle of the street is a tired-looking Thieves Guild, but alert nonetheless, half-elf, aiming a short sword at you.
Top of the morning, friend.
What's your name?
Really?
Answer me, quickly.
Name's Araka.
Deception. Or would that be persuasion? Deception.
So with the
definitely
kobolds,
deception.
Persuasion. What's that, Kels?
with the kobolds, is that how we do things on the Thieves Guild Express?
That is a 20, not natural.
Okay. He looks at you, and he kind of very slowly, not entirely lowers, but he kind of loosens his arm.
Look, I get that being a drow and all, I'm not exactly the most trustworthy looking fellow, but trust me, I'm just going about my day, man.
What are you doing? It's very early.
Doing the same thing as everyone else is doing, getting ready for the day.
He looks around and
we don't sleep.
there aren't many people out on the street from what you can see. So he is still kind of looking at you with a cocked head, but definitely kind of looking around.
I'm an elf. We don't sleep. I'm just going to the early morning shift. Please, come on.
Right. He kind of like looks around, and he looks to his right, the direction you came from, and sees Thogak and Rin standing in the mouth of the alleyway. And he sees you too, and kind of like looks at you, and then takes about like 5 steps back and points his sword at the both of you.
Are you just going about pointing your sword at everyone that passes you on the street?
Shut up.
Oh, so it's illegal to be gay in these parts? And I go to kiss Thogak. I kiss him on the chest.
I awkwardly watch you, and then pat your head.
Where do you kiss him?
wherever my head goes, with like a head, like is where my head level with like stomach.
How tall is Ren?
He's like 5'10".
Okay.
Like my solar plexus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just. Mwah.
Ooh. He just looks very confused.
What, you want to join?
Uh, Help! I need help over here!
Fucking A.
I cast sleep.
Okay. Cast sleep.
So that is.
How
I look at
many
the
health
Thogak, I'm
points?
like, I'm sorry.
How many health points?
I just
do
shrugged.
Use?
Isn't it like 5d8 or something?
Yeah, 5d8.
Why isn't it telling me?
Yeah, you
Jesus,
click on
okay,
it. It
yeah,
says
5d8.
spell sends a creature into a magical slumber. Roll 5d8.
Yeah. $27.
Okay. One second, I'm still reading this. It doesn't seem to work. He kind of has a moment where he like stumbles a little bit.
Fucking, of course.
But he kind of like, and he kind of catches himself and raises his sword again.
And save.
And save. God, poor guy.
We need him out of the way.
Yeah, he failed.
Alright, he already saw us, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, he can. He thinks the ground has swallowed him, and specifically when it came up, when the tentacles of Earth came up, they lashed around his mouth, grabbed his hands and pinned them to his sides, and then around his ankles, and is now pulling him underground.
Okay. Yeah. So he just like tenses up and goes like, "Arr!" He's just standing in the middle of the street, kind of not moving.
Move.
Yeah, let's run.
From down the street, you do hear footsteps
run.
approaching. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, let's run down like an alleyway, try and catch another street.
Okay.
I can do that one more time, guys.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can't even cast to that third level, so no, I can't do
I
that
think that
anymore.
was your last second level slot. Yeah.
It was, yeah,
Um,
but I thought I could upcast it, and you can't upcast that one.
Yeah.
I really need to use the restroom, if that's
Okay.
alright. It will not be long.
Go for it. We're right here at the end, but I don't want to risk it.
Okay.
So the
Yep.
weather's nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Nice weather.
I was like, maybe you'll let me roll deception off that or something. I don't know. I was like, I'm going to be the bitch. He's obviously the butch.
Oh my god.
I don't know how far I was going to take it before casting Phantasmal Force, but it was going to go.
Oh no.
It's going to get close to
The
crossing
thing
the line.
is, they rolled awful perception rolls. All of the other rolls beat them except for the nat one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It looks over at us and was like, I was like, I was gonna go for the dick, but I'm like, that's too far.
It's too far.
It's
He's
too
gonna
far,
arrest
too
you
far.
for that, if nothing
For
else.
indecent
Yeah.
exposure, exactly.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too much.
Oh my god.
I can be cuddling with my giant man. It's fine.
Kissing is just his belly button.
Yeah.
A little bit lower than that, actually.
No, you said solar plexus.
So,
That's
oh
higher.
no, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right under the
It's
ribs.
like you're like just over half his height, almost.
Exactly.
No, yeah. You're about a foot over half his height.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah.
You say no, and I say
I
yeah.
say yeah. No, yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know why you say no. I say yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
So wait, what are we waiting on?
Keegan.
What
He
did I
went
miss?
Keegan's run to the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's still running?
Yeah, you know. House of Infinite Hallways and all. I think you cast Phantasmal Force on Keegan, I'm not entirely sure.
I love. Can I just say again how much I love this spell?
It's a pretty cool spell. I'm glad you're getting to use it, because you are certainly getting your use of it.
For real.
Hmm. That's
I thought I'd be using the Iron Maiden more. Like, just keep doing it, but I'm like, oh no, it's only one interrogation thing.
Yeah.
That's what I thought I was going to use this for.
Oh. Pardon me.
And don't worry, Josh, I've been keeping track of my spells on D&D Beyond.
Oh no, I keep track of them too.
Yeah, I've been keeping track of mine too.
I've been keeping track of mine. Spells? I've been casting spells? Yeah, no, but what? No, this... What are you talking about?
I cast Eldritch Blast to the DM.
No. I deny them. You cast Eldritch Blast into the air, and the missiles travel for a slight amount of time, and then they just stop midair. And
And then they come back at me.
and then they come back at you.
What's like the weakest cantrip that you can cast upscale?
I have
Well, the weakest
no idea.
cantrip, when it comes to damage, is Vicious Mockery. So,
And
I
can
guess
you
that one
upscale it?
I mean, so cantrips get stronger as you level.
Okay. What's the weakest first level damage spell that you can upscale?
So you can upscale?
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
question.
at least one of the weaker ones.
I mean, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna go pull up my PHP.
Oh.
I'm eating Lay's stacks. They're kind of like Pringles.
I'm gonna have a DM cookie. Cookie for the DM. It's a giant cookie!
It's an avocado!
Mushy giant friend.
Thanks. I like when Appa and Momo fight like an anime.
Yep. Where Appa's the samurai and Momo's the...
I forgot about that. Oh my god, yeah. And the episode where Aang hadn't slept. Yeah. Oh man.
Alright.
That was really just a filler episode. They're
It
like,
was.
we need one episode before Sozin's Comet. What can we do?
Yeah.
Aang not sleeping! Run with it!
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Hey, Bubs. What you doing?
That's too easy. That's not a good example. Ensnaring Strike. You can upcast that. And it
Okay,
does like a D6 of damage.
I cast Ensnaring Strike at DM level.
DM level? You are just you not only are you consumed by roots, but you just become roots. You are now a plant in the ground, and this is your life now. You are utterly and entirely consumed by thorny vines. That, since there is no point of impact, just sprout from your body at various points.
Just sprout from your body.
I cast Freedom of Movement on him.
Oh, thanks.
Which is a spell.
It just kind of moves.
I'm now a tree ent. Or root ent.
No, root int. What's up, Bubs?
In that case, I'd cast like animate object. Oh, what's that one druid spell that like brings trees to life?
Druidcraft?
No, that's
Or
what
is it a
that's
higher level spell?
that's a higher level spell.
Wild shape if you're creative.
No.
Well, no, wild shape does eventually you can turn into no, you can turn into elementals. But you can like your DM can gift you shit like that. Like in the C team, Walnut Dawngrass can turn into a tree with her wild shapes
Oh, cool.
because she like gained that ability throughout story.
Mm. Hey, Mark, can you use your mantle to inspire Keegan to run faster?
Hey, Mark.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Cool, cool.
Cool.
We just hear like, oh! Over Keegan's mic in the distance. What's my little furry friend doing? No.
Is it Druid Grove?
No.
No.
Can I just say that dice superstition is like a
Is
real
real?
thing? It's absolutely
Mhm.
real. Because if I
Mhm.
don't pick one die and use it consistently, then I roll absolute ass.
Like legitimately, dude. I know. The first die I ever bought, I still always use. It was a D20. Always use that one.
Oh man.
Okay,
really?
and then for my advantage, I take a different die.
See, I have I figured out my system, which seems to work for me. So I've got a bunch of different colored die, a bunch of
Maybe
different
plank
sets.
root?
Hmm?
Keep going.
Oh, so I've got red and black with gold lettering for Drake. So I use only those dies for Drake rolls. I've got green and black with gold lettering for Arborin.
Mhm.
Similarly, I just got a new set for Desmond. Actually, oh goodness, excuse me. Which have been rolling pretty well for him. And then basically a blue set that I used for Desmond initially, but I used them for Tarathiel originally. I used a bunch of dice for him, which is why he always rolled poorly. So, yeah. But I do okay. Like, it's not that I only have to use one die. It's like I've decided, and it seems to be working, that if I use only one set of die for one specific character, then I do okay. But for this, I just literally grab, like, a few die of every color and roll them, and it's, like, the lowest rolls possible.
Which is good for us.
It's great for you. And it's good for me to an extent, because I don't want to see you guys fail, but... Even when I do roll well, it's like 3/4 20, you know, and then like 1/4 fucking 2. So I'm like, oh, it's cocked. I'll
Is
re-roll it.
commune of nature?
I don't think it's commune with nature. I could be wrong.
I have been paying attention, Josh. I swear.
No, I know. I'm muting myself. There's a voice coming up that's gonna be interesting. So I'm muting myself to try and get that under wraps.
Okay.
He's got to be a woman.
She. No.
That is me that is back. Sorry, go ahead.
What's up?
He's back.
Oh, welcome back.
Yes.
Okay, do you remember what was going on?
Nope,
Yes.
not commune with nature.
Okay. Everyone ready to continue?
Yes,
Yes.
I will stop looking at this up for now.
Yeah, stop looking at rules for D&D. We're playing D&D. Oh, fucking idiot.
Sorry.
Kelsey, good?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so, that guild member was just in the middle of the street, standing, not able to scream or anything. Although making noise as if something were lodged into his mouth. Various grunts
And he
stuff.
should be prone because he has been pulled to the ground.
That's right. Okay, yeah. I'll give you that. He can't do anything. Yeah, so you hear footsteps approaching, and you guys book it across the street, and keep going. Did you guys take down your stealth rolls earlier? I think I remember them, but if you did, that wouldn't hurt.
I think my last one was a 14.
Okay, I remember, that sounds right.
I think mine was, what, an 11?
I was gonna say I feel like it was 11.
If you think you remember, how about this? Since this happened, I will allow you to roll and take the new, or keep your old. Since kind of you're getting a loose restart since this hiccup happened.
I'll keep my 14.
Okay. This is mostly for
It's an
Keegan.
average.
I mean, we're just trying to rocket past this guy, right?
Yeah. So you get across from him, but he's the only one that saw you, from what you can tell. So.
Okay. Then yeah, we just keep going. We pick up our pace.
Mhm.
Kind of like a speed walk, half jog kind of deal. But yeah.
Do you want to re-roll that last stealth you made or no?
Can
Gonna
I
have to.
reroll mine?
Yeah. Everyone can. I'll allow that since the
Okay.
situation changed. And since I kind of, in my head a little bit imagine it, you guys are kind of like slacking a little bit just because it's early. You haven't slept in a while, so, or meditated.
I got 19 on the die,
Oh, very good. Okay.
so 22.
Okay, 22 for you, 14 for you still, Mark?
Because
I got a
that's
19 on
average for me.
Yeah.
I got a 19 on the die as well, so that's a 25.
25? Okay, very good. So you guys, once you get spotted, you were kind of letting your guard down a little bit, and you got seen, so you kind of all pick up a little bit.
It woke us the fuck up.
Yeah, it woke you the fuck up. It's kind of a second wind, and you guys continue to make your way through the city.
Oh, nice. I get second wind. Alright.
Absolutely
I thought
Yeah,
that was a fight over.
we got some almost dead juice.
Mm.
Adrenaline.
You make it out of this area, and we'll use that stealth roll to get you through the next area. Let me go ahead and just do a blanket. Okay. And it seems there's a lot more alleyways once you get and all of you notice this. So I guess let me kind of give you the rundown on the architecture of this area of the city. So as you kind of work your way from Wraithway south mostly, the architecture is the same. So alleyways, streets, it's all kind of similar. Very tall buildings, a lot of stone, wooden structure. Kind of infrastructure or even sometimes an exterior frame, which is just not, it doesn't look too sturdy, kind of leaning over the streets and just very hobbled together, very gothic looking city, just medieval city buildings. And the streets are very straight and right angles or 45-degree angles, like generally the alleyways are that way as well. Once you work your way south, Kaz, eventually you've gotten to the edge of Herodim's area, and you're about to be making your way into General Vorkod's area, who is, as you know, a hobgoblin. The streets start to, and all of you would notice this, kind of the buildings become a little more, I don't know if discordant is a word, but like very, the streets become less angular, and they start getting roundness to them, and the buildings themselves seem like they're kind of becoming made less of stone and more of, less made of stone with wood, and now they're made of wood with stone, or even just wood. But they look like they're a little more run down in this area. They're even less sturdy looking somehow. But yeah, so there's a lot more alleyways in this area as well. It becomes difficult to discern between streets and alleyways once you start kind of heading south west. But eventually, Kazara, you make your way to the road that the Fretless Finch is at. So if you're looking at the map in that blue area, there's that curved road.
Yep.
Okay, you come out at the end of that road between. Well, actually, do you see that alleyway on that top block next to the light blue?
Alleyway on the top block next to the.
So
light
yeah,
blue.
look at the dark blue, and there's kind of like that the light blue, the very top right corner of the light blue where you're going. Across the street from that, there's an alleyway.
Okay, I
Yeah,
see it.
you come out of that alleyway. The Fretless Finch is That building, kind of in the middle of that lighter blue area, there's a green building. The building above that is the Fretless Finch. It's got a smaller, long building. You don't see it?
Different colored building.
Oh, you know what? I didn't send you that one. Okay. Yeah, so it's about in the middle of that blue area.
Okay. Alrighty.
So yeah. Just to make it easier, you probably would stick into the alleyways as well, because you can kind of come down the alleyways. So you go to south down these alleyways. You don't seem to be seen very much. There really are hardly any eyes out here at Thieves Guild wise at the moment, apart from just regular kind of shady dealings. But from what you can tell, it doesn't look like they know what to be looking for. They might not even be looking for you. You are just about on the opposite side of the city as where you were about a few hours earlier. As you approach the Fretless Finch, which you are now standing across the street from, the sun is beginning to rise. It is becoming daylight.
Hopefully this place affords some rest. Let's go.
Okay.
And just walking right up.
I would like to sleep, yes.
I can imagine so.
Yeah, so you guys all approach the front of the Fretless Finch Tavern. Above the door, you can see that same a sign kind of swinging in the very light morning breeze, which bears that same runic bird symbol on the piece of paper that mysterious figure gave you, Kaz. And yeah, you see kind of a dim candlelight coming from inside.
I walk right in.
Okay, so you open the door. Tolls a bell, ding 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 ding. And a kind of a larger. Oh my God, the word just escaped my mind.
Room.
No, it's a race. Never mind. Oh, fuck it. Just kind of like a larger man, kind of, portly guy, kind of comes around wearing, white shirt stained with grease and ale, and he's got an apron on, and he just kind of like turns the corner, and he just gives you a nod and says, "Morning."
Top of the morning to you.
And he's just wiping down the bar.
I'm gonna nudge Kazara. Room.
Yes, room. Do you have a room for 3 or 3 rooms for 1?
Rooms? We don't have rooms here.
Right. I've got a note. And I take the note out.
Okay. Which one?
The one that was given to me. Well, actually, yeah, I'll take out the note with the symbol on it.
Okay. He's not paying attention. He's kind of got his back to you. So you tap him, and he turns around, and he kind of looks at you like, "What?" And he looks down, and he pauses for a second. He very slowly, he kind of like meets eyes with you, and he takes it from your hand. And he holds it over to a candle, and lights it on fire. And the fire kind of is fire at first, but it kind of turns to like, as it reaches the ink, it kind of becomes like a very sparky green color. At which point he kind of like waves out the fire, and he throws the sheet under. He says, "Right, follow me."
Right behind you.
Mm-hmm. So he leads you. He walks to a door in the back of the room and holds it open.
Right away, thank you. And I step through the door.
Okay.
I duck through the door.
Okay. You've been crouching for a very long time, so you hear a pop.
Yeah.
You like crouch down, and you're like, oh.
I'm not getting up from this one.
I cast mending on his back.
You feel another pop.
Back fused together.
Hmm. Kazara dies.
Winds up a punch.
Everything okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all good in the hood. Just spilled my entire glass of milk on the floor.
Oh no.
Because I leaned back and my headset cord pulled on my milk. Anyway,
Oh no.
um...
We can pause for a
Sorry.
second.
No, I got it.
Okay.
So... What's the plan?
Just stay quiet, follow my lead.
Copy that.
And he looks at kind of all of you and he says, "You're safe now." And he closes the door behind you, and walks up to a wall, the back wall of the room. And he kind of like hits it twice. It just kind of like knocks on it, like boom, boom. Nothing happens for a few seconds.
I can break it down for you if you need me to.
He just looks at you and raises an eyebrow, and then a large portion of the wall, kind of like right in the middle of where he knocked, just kind of like swings open slightly.
I was not expecting that. Okay.
Right.
You're used to it, big guy. Stay quiet. Let's keep
And
moving.
he kind of holds it open. It looks like it leads into some sort of kind of like shed, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just standing there, kind of holding it open for you guys.
I step through once
Okay.
again.
I duck through, and
Okay.
as I'm passing, is there food ahead?
If you would like it, sleep first, I'd imagine, but
I'm like walking through, like my my hair is kind of just like hanging from my face. Like I'm not even paying attention. I get slash on my shoulder. And he's watching, so I'm looking through his eyes.
yeah. Yeah. So he kind of gives you guys a nod, and you step into what looks like this kind of like a very smaller. It's quite cramped, kind of like woodshed type thing. And the wall shuts behind you guys. And a few moments pass, and then the woodshed opens, and just kind of androgynous kind of figure, just shrouded in very like ragged cloths covered in mud, opens the woodshed door and gives you guys a nod, and then basically kind of like beckons for you to follow and just starts walking.
I nod and start following.
Okay.
Flash, how come everything looks androgynous through your eyes?
So, assuming all of you follow,
Yeah.
do you now, Kaz, and you know what this looked like, so this probably doesn't shock you too much. But Rin and Thogak, Rin more so because Thogak, you got you got somewhat of a look at the slums, as you were entering, but not the ground level. You could see the buildings.
No, not the ground level.
You could see the buildings stacked up against the outer wall or the inner wall, I suppose. And in fact, from here you can see those buildings. You're looking directly at. I mean, from what you can tell, kind of in the distance, you can actually see the front gate just barely looming over some of the buildings, directly in front of you, but like a good ways. But
Okay.
so basically on ground level, this definitely looks like a slum. So the ground is very muddy. There's no discernible roads or paths. It's just a bunch of either tents or very crudely constructed wooden shacks, or tents and wooden shacks. Campfires, various places. Barrels with fire in them, surrounded by rocks, kind of burning. Just things like various things, and there's people about. The sun is now risen technically behind the cloud cover, so it's probably, you can imagine, 6:30 a.m. And yeah, you see people kind of very, very lowly, just poor-looking people, kind of preparing for their day. So emerging from their huts and their tents, and just wearing just super ragged clothing, and not looking entirely clean, you could say. But you would notice that you don't necessarily see any expressions that look ill or foul. People, especially compared to the city proper, which all of you have gotten quite a good look at now.
The only one that looks foul is the one on tr- uh, Rin's shoulder.
Yeah, the owl doesn't look too great.
Get it? Because he's a
Foul.
foul.
Yes, that's nice, Thogak. Thank you.
But,
Everybody clap for Thogak's joke. Yeah. Yeah, but no, I mean people actually look relatively content here, which might catch you off guard. But yeah. So in the distance, just because you didn't really get a description of this Ren, against you can see now what looks like a wall, similar to the one you passed through when you entered through the river. And directly in front of you, you see what looks like a very tall, kind of like gate-like structure. You can imagine this would be like the front gate to the city.
Mhm.
And on either side of this gate, scaling this very tall stone wall, exactly like the one you saw entering the river, there are buildings stacked along the sides. You think probably towards the top, they're probably 3 or 4 stories tall, just like scaffold style, bracing structures, and then just building upon building, kind of starting at the top of the wall and in a kind of like a bowl shape coming down to the ground level. Just pressed. It's very this entire place, everything around you is packed for space in a different kind of way than the city proper is. But this figure leads you through crowds of people, through buildings, weaves you between huts and stuff. Very muddy. Thogak, you've just got mud all up between your sandals and your toes, and just it's very squishy here.
I am not caring. I just want to fall asleep.
So she starts kind of leading you through the hut, or through the huts and the tents, and eventually a figure steps out in front of her, and has words with her, kind of whispery. And he's just whispering something to her, into her ear, and looking at you guys while he does it.
I just stay where I am.
That was well timed. That was a real yawn. That fit the character.
Okay. So eventually he, says something and gives her a nod. She nods back and she walks off. But he steps kind of in front of where you guys were walking. And he just kind of looks at all of you and says, right, follow me. And he starts walking in the opposite direction of where she's walking.
Odd handoff.
Alright. Kaz, you notice the direction you're walking in now is, and all of you would have passed this building, not passed it, but seen it in the distance, kind of to your left when you came out of the shed there. A building which looms over all of the shacks and tents of the slum-like area, which looks exactly like the Drunken Owl. It's that same barn-like structure, except instead of a watchtower, there's kind of a mangled, very short neck of where it looks like one at one point stood, but has since either been removed or collapsed. You can't quite tell from this distance, but it looks like an exact copy of that same kind of barn-like watchtower structure.
Okay.
Keegan, this is where basically this is like the slumlord's hall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah. And so you guys are heading straight for it.
Alright. I'm not questioning anything.
Yeah. And you wouldn't be. This is not,
How far until bed?
soon. Follow me. And he marches you through. Arrives at this building. The door structures are different than they were at the Owl. For this replica of that building, essentially, there's a door on the far end Instead of on the long side, it's kind of in the middle of the short side, and it's a much larger door as well. He pushes it open and steps aside, basically, beckoning you to walk in. Which I assume
I walk right in.
all of you will do. Yeah, so upon entering, you enter into that. I mean, it looks the same as it did in the Drunken Owl, except for this building is much more dilapidated. There are many holes, just kind of like giant, just, stretching cracks in the roof that allow the sky to be seen. There doesn't appear to be a second story like there is at the Drunken Owl in this building, nor do there appear to be rooms in the back. It looks instead like one massive room, at the opposite end of which sits a pseudo throne. Not like a throne necessarily, but a chair kind of crafted of just mangled timber and lumber, and looks like maybe various bits of this roof that have fallen off. And a figure, a dark figure, sits in this chair. A dragonborn, from what you can tell. You want to say something? Say something. I can tell. Okay.
Hello, old friend.
Yeah, so at the end of this hall, this figure stands up from his chair. A dragonborn. From what you can tell of dragonborns, somewhat aged, but not entirely old per se. He's got black scales, lots of scratch marks. He looks like he's definitely seen some action. White bandage wrappings along his forearms, stopping just at the elbow, but also encompassing his hands. Black tendrils, kind of like just going over his back and over his shoulders, wearing very similar but much darker black kind of ragged cloth. And this figure stands up and kind of looks over your party and just says, "Welcome to the slums." And that's where we'll end your session tonight.
A warm welcome indeed.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Stretched on a little bit there at the end, but believe it or not, this is the stopping point I had envisioned for you guys last session.
Ah, no way.
It probably would have been expedited a lot more if it had happened in that session, but
Fair.
yeah.
Very fair.
Yeah.
Well, this was very fun.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that.
I did as well, but I do still have a friend over.
Of course, you go converse with your friend.
I shall.
You go get to conversating.
Yeah, you.
I'm gonna
Conversating,
conversate
Jimmy.
so good.
You.
She just looked at me like, fuck.
Have you seen Idiocracy?
I have.
Remember when she's on the street and he's like, "Oh, girl, I can wait so good."
I'm gonna wait so good. You're gonna pay me. I was wondering if we can all just go family style on her.
I need to send a message to my girlfriend to let her know she could.
Hey, she not putting out.
No, she's putting out. Don't worry about it.
Oh my word.
All right, well, we all want if we go like family style on her.
Not